Yo, welcome back to Bottom of the Net Podcast, episode 7. Today we got the usual cast in the building. Cal, Kyrie, and K in the building, just the OG4. Today we're going to be talking about some good topics. We're going to be talking about what's the hardest position to play in the NBA right now, top 5 MVPs in NBA history, and we're going to talk about a little bit more after that. Let's get it.
Thanks.
Let's get it. First, we will be jumping into what is the hardest position to play in the NBA right now. Kyrie, would you like to start us off, please?
I'll pop it off. All right, so the hardest position I picked is guard, honestly. I don't know if you want me to break it down. You point guard, shooting guard.
Point guard or shooting guard?
There's a lot of combo guards in the league, too, though. So you feel me?
The guard position.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But, point guards, I mean, nowadays they expected to have a high IQ. A pretty deep bag when it comes to their playmaking abilities. Now, I would say most are expected to play pretty good defense, unless like their offensive bag is just crazy to the point where, you don't even really pay attention to the defense. But the only flaw or low point I could find for shooting guards that I personally thought, they're expected to score. Well, if you're a scoring shooting guard, you're expected to score, but that could come with a lot of pressure too. Like if you average 19, 18 a game, then now you have a little slump. I mean, you averaging 11 and 12 points for a couple games straight. It could be hard to break that slump that you have. So that's why I picked guard.
Got you. I ain't mad at that. Cam?
The hardest position in the league right now, I think it's hard to play, is the point guard position. And I say more so point guard is because you have all new talent coming in, games evolving, and you still have all people that are still in the league, been doing it for the longest. So now you have these young ones coming in playing with the old heads. Hey, got to teach them a lesson or two. But then again, it's like outside of that, you have forwards. Like you have LeBron, he's going to play the one all of a sudden. So like, what the fuck am I about to do with this? This man's 6'9", 240. Like I have to guard that, and I'm 6'3". Like, bro, that ain't gonna work. You got Ben Simmons 6'10" playing point. Like, I feel like point guard is too much of a mixed match. It's like, bro, hey, you can throw in the wood playing point guard. And then there's just like too many shifty guards in the league right now. So it's just like, bro, you got to make sure you got some defense coming in the league playing the guard. Yeah. And have that IQ too, because not many people have that. But more people are more focused on scoring as a guard when they come in the league than being a point guard.
Okay. Cal, what you reckon?
Not bad. Yeah, so I'm agreeing with the house here. I feel like the point guards, the new era point guards especially, like it's so many different, abilities. You can shoot, you can dribble, you can play defense. Like guards like LaMelo, Luka, Curry, Kyrie, those players come to mind because they all have deep offensive bags, and they get to their spots whenever they can with the pick and roll. So it makes the game harder for you as a defender. You can't hand check, you can't touch these players. It's automatic fouls. And coming off screens is just annoying with these players. Their basketball IQ is out the roof. And they pick and choose when they can score and pass. And that's the greatest asset of being a point guard now. You can run the offense. And they can run the offense through you as a head coach. So it makes it easier for you to, facilitate, score, and attack all three levels on the floor.
I ain't mad at that. I'm the oddball here. Because I'm going with small forward. I'm going with small forward. And the reason I pick small forward is because, if I'm be honest, that's where the most deadliest scorers are, and the people who are always seeking the ball to end games and just scored at 30 plus. And there's a lot of tweeners when it comes to the small forward position too. But you guys got to think about it night in, night out. You're guarding LeBron. You're guarding KD. You're guarding guys like Paul George and Kawhi. Yeah, Paul George is a quote unquote shooting guard. Dude's 6'8" and plays a three some games. You're guarding dudes like DeMar DeRozan, and the list goes on. Jason Tatum. It's a long list of, to me, the best scorers in the league. And as a, and like to piggyback off of what Cam said earlier, I have the aspect of like there's a lot of guys, like new people coming into the league to that spot, but there's a lot of old people in that spot still doing their thing. And imagine you're a rookie coming in and your coach tells you go guard Kevin Durant.
Right.
Oh, you got to go guard Jason Tatum. Oh, you got to go guard LeBron. Oh, you got to go guard DeMar DeRozan. And the list goes on. And the only reason I put it's not a big gap between small forward and the guard position for me, but small forwards are way more physical than guards. So if you're coming in the league as a rookie who's kind of light in the ass, you really think you're about to guard Kevin Durant? You really think you're about to guard LeBron? You know what I'm saying?
No.
And then there's certain, like I said, and then you got to have some type of footwork to go guard Jason Tatum, who dribbles like a guard. And then you have to deal with a guy named DeMar DeRozan, who probably has 1,000,001 moves just for the mid-range area. So it's just like, to me, like the deadliest scorers play that small forward spot, and the ball is always in their hands to end game. So I just feel like that spot is the toughest spot for me, because there's a lot of not unknown, but there's a lot of dudes who fly under the radar. Because like it doesn't even have to be an offensive perspective. You're a new kid. Now you got Mikal Bridges sitting on you all game. That's not easy to deal with. Dudes are lanky. And that's another thing. When it comes to defense, most small forwards nowadays are lanky and play defense. So it's just...
I give credit to like the positionless basketball that we play now. Like you can be a two guard, you could be a point guard, and then you can be a tweener, small forward, shooting guard, power forward, small forward. Like it's positionless. So sky's the limits for players that are coming into the NBA. So it makes them easier for offenses to transition. So that's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing.
It's a bad thing for the position. The only position it's bad for is the center position, because the center position is, to me personally, is a lost art. Because if I'm being honest, I could only name 8 centers I actually like, and after that you kind of just forget, or every team's playing small ball, or it's just the center that's a body on the floor, and it kind of sucks because like we all kind of grew up in the almost caught the end of the golden age of centers, you know, Shaq, Yao Ming, Hakeem, Mutombo. Like there's a long line of dudes, and even the power forward position, they played more in the paint and more physical. Marc Gasol, Pau Gasol, Dwight Howard. There's a lot of dudes. Andrew Bynum, and they're physical basketball too. And Andrew Bynum was really good, but he was a crazy. But
Garnett,
KG,
I feel like they do.
KG was a power forward,
but it's just like that physical style back. Because if you look at a power forward now, bro, they're not touching the paint. They're shooters.
Nah, they're on the perimeter.
Perimeter players, and like I feel like the power forward just turned into small forward at this point, and the center is just a lost position. Because if you look at the top centers in the league, they play like guards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do ask the wing to do a lot, though, so I give you that. Because you're not going. You ask the wing to guard guards at times, and they slide in the post and guard big men off switches and stuff like that. So I give you that. The only thing with the point guard I can say though is like they expect the point guard to be like an extension of the coach. You feel me? Like on the floor, like I mean, depending on your role, I guess you could say depending on your role, but.
No, you're absolutely right with the extension of a coach. Like CP3, for a prime example, he got to be the on-court coach. Like he has to facilitate. He has to put his
point guardation is.
But see, this is where it comes to like what Kyrie just said. Of like, it depends on what the coach is asking for. If you go to LA, the LA Lakers coach is not about to tell you, "Oh, you need to be an extension of me" when you got LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the team. And if I'm going to be honest, I feel like point guards are kind of losing that I'm going to be an extension of the coach thing, because I feel like point guards, they see the point guards in the league right now, so point guards coming in just like, oh, I want to score, because that's what point guards do nowadays. So I feel like it's almost becoming a rare breed of point guards being extensions of coaches and being a floor general. Because if you think about floor general,
not really, because we
maybe
have Cade, we have LaMelo,
Cade's not a
we have
floor general.
DG.
Cade's not a floor general.
What? You don't think so? Come on, bro.
No, because
Yeah,
if
he
you
is,
talk
bro.
about floor general, I'm talking about if you're going to be an extension of the coach, doesn't that mean you
He
should
is,
be
bro.
winning?
Cade's ceiling is what? Luca? Max?
No,
Maybe?
he's nowhere.
A little bit
He's not
less?
going to be nowhere
A
near
diet
Luca.
Luca.
I don't.
He's a diet
Like I
Luca.
said, I'm not a big fan of Cade. He's young, so
Why
he'll
not? Give
prove
me
me
a reason
wrong.
why you're not a big fan of
I
Cade.
just don't like his game straight
Yo,
up.
What about it?
I told you
I
we
don't.
all got players whose games we don't
Yeah, it's a
like. So
fact.
I
I
feel
don't like Cade.
I
Like I feel like
Cade is tough, bro. You tripping.
he's not a true point guard. That's the thing. He
So what is
he
he?
was.
He's a shooting guard?
He's a shooting guard. What is he? 6'7"?
So Luca true point guard then?
I don't. You know how I feel about Luca. Luca's not a true point guard either. But it also comes with if the coach is telling me I'm about to have the ball in my hands for all the damn game. What do you expect? We had this conversation on one of our other podcasts. If I'm going into the game and the coach is saying, "All right, bro, you're gonna have the ball in your hands for most of the game," you're gonna make something happen. And Luka, you could watch Luka highlights and be like, "Oh, he's a great playmaker." Yeah, look at the time on the clock. There's 5 seconds on the clock. He's getting double teamed. Is he not gonna make that pass? I would hope.
The way you feel about Luca
I'm the
is the
only
way I feel about De'Aaron.
De'Aaron Fox
This-
fan. See, I'm not a big fan of D Fox either. I feel like he's an above average guard, but you're staying in that ceiling. You're stuck in that area. You can't shoot. Your playmaking subpar, and you don't know how to win. When you had a bunch of young talent in Sacramento, yes, coaching's not the greatest, but there was enough young talent in Sacramento for you to make something happen, especially if you're one of the best guards in the league. But
I don't like that you don't like Luca. That's it.
I'm not saying I don't like Luka, but when it comes to like people like, oh, he's a great playmaker, I'm not a fan of that.
about playmaking. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't never see a player come in the league like Luca. Like he came in on some my player in.
Of course
like,
not. You've been playing. You've been playing NBA. You've been playing NBA players since he was 15. He was playing. He was playing pro basketball in Europe against top players that played for their country since he was 14, 15. So it's just like he came in, and there's the difference because he grew up playing physical basketball, where like European basketball is completely different from the NBA. It's more team basketball. It's more physical. It's more gritty. It's not a lot of ISO. So imagine coming from that to where you pretty much get an open field, an open playground. I expected him to be great.
But for Luca's size and the position he plays, he's a great playmaker, bro. You can't knock that. He's a great playmaker. He's basically a shooting guard, point guard.
Great. I'm not saying great. Again,
he's a great playmaker. Come on, Cam. He's not a great
to me,
playmaker.
No, bro. If you watch his highlights, if you're a great playmaker, you should be making plays before 5 seconds left in the shot clock.
It's all the time he does that, though.
It's a lot of times. It's not a couple. It's not a couple, and you know that.
But if the offense is being run through him, what do you expect from him? You know what I mean? If 90% of the offense is pick and roll with Luka Doncic at the top of the key and a big rolling,
I genuinely believe that's not the offensive scheme. I think he gets on the floor and like, yeah, this is it, bro. He runs the team, bro.
You don't think Jason Kidd implements offensive scheme?
Exactly. You're telling me Jason Kidd's only offensive scheme is a pick and roll all game?
Yes. It's working. It doesn't not.
Offensive scheme is find the mismatch on the floor.
Thank you, bro. That's it. That is
an offensive scheme at that.
That's your ISO balling the whole game, pretty much. I've been to a Mavericks game. I watched it in person. Kay can testify to this. Cal, they don't have a real offense, bro. Kyrie, what Kyrie just said, that's it. Find the mix match, run the pick and roll, make it happen right now. But he's a good. He's a good.
I feel what you're saying.
He's a good playmaker. I can't give him that great stature yet. I need to see something else.
What makes it? What would give him the great playmaker stature?
Make other players besides your big score, like a.
He does though. Dorian, Reggie Bullock.
Reggie Bullock barely touches the ball. Dorian's a power forward. Give me guys like LeBron. LeBron, everybody on the floor is scoring. Chris Paul, everybody on the floor is scoring. You're not just going to one guy, play after play after play. If it works, it works. But I'm not going to say you're a top tier playmaker when I'm seeing the same play every 50 fucking times down the floor.
Trae Young.
Don't get me started.
Trae Young is not a great playmaker.
No,
Like, that's the same thing.
The person to mention.
No, he's in the same category. He's the same category as Luka. You run the same play every. You think Trae Young's a great playmaker, bro? No, okay. And this also is a big thing for playmaking. If you're a great playmaker, you make people around you better. Who have they made around them better? Because Luka just drove his best teammate out of Dallas.
He didn't drive him out of Dallas. Don't push that narrative. They didn't want to sign, bro.
Out of there, bro.
Mark Cuban threw him a $106 million contract. What do you mean they didn't want to sign
Who?
him? Mark Cuban threw it
You
at
talking
him.
about Brunson?
Yes.
I'm talking about Brunson.
Yes.
I was talking about Porzingis.
Nah, KP had to go.
First of all, I read in the article that the Knicks offered Brunson a contract before the Dallas could even offer them a contract.
Mark Cuban still threw him a $106 million contract. It was still there. He put it out there like it was available. It's just the Knicks was ODing and his pops works there.
Exactly. So what do you mean? He didn't run him out of there.
He did, because if you look at the stats of when they're on the court together and when Luka's off the court, his stats go up. When Luka's on the court, his stats go up.
Of course they're going to go up. He's going to have the ball in his hands.
I don't know. Again, I still don't think Luka. But again, back to what we're saying. If Trae Young and Luka are great playmakers, who around them has gotten better?
I think Clint has gotten better.
Clint,
for sure.
Clint gotten better with Chris Paul and James Harden.
Yeah, I was about to say Rockets Clint.
They made Clint for Trae Young. There's like, okay, here. Trae Young hasn't done anything different with Clint. Because if you made him better, he hasn't. He hasn't. Name something Clint does different.
I mean, he doesn't do anything different, but he made him. Okay, he's average.
He's the same.
I retract.
I had this argument with a lot of LeBron fans. I think LeBron's a great playmaker, but I don't like when they be like, "Oh, he makes people around him better." Y'all can't name me one player LeBron has made better career-wise.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith played better when he was in New York. You know that. You know that.
New York J.R. was different. I give you that.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to bring up like...
So, let me ask you this question. I know you're a big CP3 fan. Who has he made better
SGA for
throughout
sure.
his tenure?
SGA for sure.
He's made SGA better.
Before Chris Paul got there, his stats were lowered. Chris Paul got there, SGA stats went up. And I could say that.
That's it. That's the only one player.
I could say Blake Griffin too. He definitely helped him in that area. I'm not gonna say a lot because it's hard to make people better.
It's
hard, but Chris Paul got people he done it to. You know what I'm saying?
Back when the Hornets, I don't know when it was the New Orleans Hornets.
Yeah, New Orleans
Hornets. Was Tyson Chandler on that team?
Yeah, he made Tyson Chandler better too. Tyson
Chandler was on the Team USA.
That's what I'm saying. So how didn't Trae Young make Clint Capella better or John Collins better?
I'll give you John.
I'd say John Collins.
I'll give you John.
Exactly.
Okay, but let's
go
back to Luka.
Luka's gonna make Christian Wood better.
That I was just about to get to that. That is gonna be, are you great or are you just good? If Christian Wood stats goes up and you see it, like you could see it, like the eye test pass too, I'll give it to you. But if he declines, I'm sorry, because you can't. And I said this before, you can't run a pick and roll every play with a guy like Christian Wood who already knows how to score off the dribble. Why would you go backwards and go pick and roll all game? And I hope Jason Kidd gets on him about that. I hope they implement, because that's low-key why KP had to go too, because KP could score better on his own. Why are you going to stick him in a pick and roll all game? And that's why he was complaining. Don't get me wrong, KP gets hurt a lot too. Whatever.
So is that Luka's fault, or is that more of coaching?
I think it's both. Because Luka,
probably the coach and the system.
I think it's coach and
I give
Luka.
it 70-30 coaching to Luka.
I'll say 60-40. Because Luka, bro, at the end of the day, we all know whose team is Dallas. We know whose team that is. We know you could do anything you're on the court. You know damn well you could set up KP with no problem, bro. Because, again, back to the Boston game that I went to, KP was playing better when he was just getting the ball in his hands, not through a pick and roll. And if you're such a great playmaker, you could set up things where KP doesn't have to come for a pick and roll every play.
Right.
That's the thing. And then, a lot of things, people don't talk about with LeBron too. LeBron, league history in turnovers. No one talks about that. Why don't we talk about that? Do
I
we
ain't gonna lie, I
give
thought it
him?
was risk.
Do we cut him some leeway because he's a small forward?
We cut him. I cut him some leeway because he's not the best ball handler, and he has the ball
I'll give you that.
90% of the
I'll
time
give you that.
when he's the offensive initiator.
What about
You know, he has that title.
What about John Stockton though? The ball was always in his hands.
But John Stockton was just diming one person, like you always say. You know,
You're damn right.
Malone. So,
You're damn right. All right.
so he's not gonna have a lot of turnovers if he's just making easy bounce. Braun likes to be risky, and you can see it in his game. He has a lot of flashes of. Yeah.
Chris Paul,
Yeah.
He trusts his teammates a lot.
Nowhere near that man in turnovers.
I mean, it's two different games.
So you're cutting him some leeway because he's at that small forward spot.
I'm cutting him some leeway because he's fucking LeBron. That's why I'm cutting. He's fucking LeBron. Like, I'm not gonna question the dude. He leads a lot of categories for small forward, like points, assists, rebounds, maybe even steals and blocks. Like, bro is all around great. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, just because he averages mad turnovers,
let it be Kobe with his bad field goal percentage. People be on his
not give a
ass.
fuck, bro. You know we don't give a fuck about that as Kobe fans.
I don't know.
They always say that. Oh, he has bad field goal percentage.
LeBron's a good playmaker, but I hate when people try to say he's the best passer of all time. Like, you gotta drop that.
No, he's not. Come on, bro.
So many people say that, bro. So many people say it.
They on his nuts.
Yeah, LeBron sexuals go crazy.
Where did I have that man? I think I had him like in the bottom 10 when we did the passes.
I had him at the bottom 10 just because you're a small forward doing what you're doing. But he was
on the passing list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't cracking.
I think I had him at like 5 or some shit like that.
My top 5 with them turnovers.
You're a hater.
No. How am I hating? It's literally about passing. If I was a hater, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be in my top 10. If it's about
passing, he's one of the greatest passers of all time.
You can't be one of the greatest passers of all time with that amount. You're leading league history of turnovers.
I hear you.
That's a bad ratio.
I hear you.
If we went off that type of stature, we wouldn't be criticizing him on his bad finals record, and people kill him off that. So it's like I'm not gonna cut you leeway because you made yourself a playmaker. When it comes with playmaking, it's turnovers. You league history with turnovers. So I can't cut you slack. You turned into a playmaker, so that means you went for this. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to do this here and there. No, he turned himself into a playmaker, so them turnovers come along with it. So I'm not cutting you slack. But again,
with the final shit, I don't know why people give a fuck about that. That shouldn't even be a thing because he's won 4 rings.
It's a thing, but how many times it took him? It's just
that's tough.
But it's hard because you know when you're the greatest of all time. You get compared to a guy named Michael Jordan who went 6-0 in the finals.
He dubbed himself that.
You get compared to guys like Kobe who had a positive finals record. You know what I'm saying? Curry got a positive finals record his damn self.
But look at the team. Curry was.
I'm not comparing LeBron's situation to Curry. I was just saying. Like,
okay. As long as you're not doing that.
I was just speaking out in the air. But it's just like the thing that hurts LeBron in a sense with his legacy is honestly his longevity in a sense. Because since you're always going back to places and doing it over and over again, you're not going to win every time. And like, if you're going to, like, if people are having debates, they're going to bring up them losses. But I'm not going to bring up losses, bro. You still did the job.
Yeah, you got the job done.
Is James Harden not a good playmaker?
Yes, he is. He's a great playmaker.
I'm a Harden fan, and I can't fully agree with it.
How are you a Harden fan then?
I'm a Harden fan. I can't fully agree. Like, yes, he is, but it's like
playmaker in the league.
He only goes to the center.
Who?
He only passes to the center.
They do high pick and rolls with him too.
Like
don't he lead?
Bro averaged like 10 assists last season.
You don't think it's hard to average 10 assists with Joel Embiid on my team?
Bro, didn't he do it on the Nets as well?
Yeah, but he went to Claxton all game. Claxton's a great pick and roll center. Like that boy jumps off his feet so quick, bro.
So Harden made Claxton better. Harden made Claxton better.
Kind of, but how?
He's young.
Yeah, he's
What
a
you
big man.
mean? You said a great playmaker makes their teammates better. Harden make Claxton better. So he's a great
How
playmaker.
did he make Claxton better? In what area?
What do you mean?
In what area?
He gave him easy points.
That doesn't make
Free
you,
lob.
That doesn't make you a
As
better
a
player.
big man,
That doesn't make you a better player, though.
you said I'm saying he makes him a better player. He makes him
when he's
a
on the
better.
court with Harden. When he's on the court with Harden, yeah.
But he was still doing it when Harden left. So did Harden really make him better?
No, not as much though.
Yeah, because
not as much.
Nobody. You think Kyrie's running a fucking pick and roll all game?
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole
But
point.
no, but
Harden's a
the,
great
also,
playmaker.
the point. If you're running, this is the thing with guys like that. If you're running a high pick and roll for 60% of the game, what do you think's gonna happen?
But why is that a detrimental to his playmaking? If the coach wants to run pick and roll for 60%,
I want to see you make everybody around you better, like a fucking Magic Johnson, like Chris Paul. I want to
thing anymore.
You can make it a thing. Oh my! You don't see
the game has changed.
You don't see Golden State running a high pick and roll, and they got the best shooter.
They
got the best shooter of all time. Like, you don't think I want to run pick and roll again? Pick.
Because they have the greatest shooters of all time. You're making my point, bro.
I'm not making your point. If I'm the greatest shooter of all time, why not just get an easy bucket every? Yeah, set the screen. I'm gonna go shoot like Trae Young because
that's why they want to.
Yeah, but it's not a high pick and roll. That's what you're not hearing me. It's not the
Most
same.
Of the times it is,
no, it's
bro.
not in Golden State. No, it's not. It is not a high pick and roll.
Yes, it is.
Kyrie,
high pick
as
and
a
roll.
Golden State fan, is it always a high pick and roll? Hell no.
But you got to think about Steph off ball movement too, though. He does.
That's
a lot.
what I'm saying. It's not the same play over and over and over and over and over and over again.
That's the game of the NBA. It's the easiest play, bro.
I think Golden State
and that's what makes you a great playmaker. You can make the easiest play look routine.
Pick and roll doesn't make you a great playmaker, bro. I could go in the league and do that play.
He's not a great playmaker.
Yo, bro, you know how I feel about that, man.
We can't do that, bro. We can't. We just can't compare dudes to Magic Johnson and expect them to be great playmakers. Nah, we can't do that.
No, bro, it's not hard to make your other teammates. It's not hard to get the ball to your other teammates if you're a great playmaker. It's not hard.
Harden does it all the time. That's my point. All the time.
Who else is he passing
to? Look, you just said, but think about it though. Think about LeBron's teammates on them old Cavs team too, though. Like
he was dead passing to them. He wasn't running a damn pick and roll all game. That's why I have LeBron high. I said the only reason I criticize him is the turnovers, but I still have him in my top 10.
But listen, that was a different era. They were running pick and rolls like that, were they?
Why do you think Golden State winning the chip still? Because they're not doing that dumbass play every fucking time they go down a damn court. A high pick and roll doesn't make you a great playmaker. Calvin, I will put $1 million on you to go to the NBA and run that play. I know you can do it. Was that going to make you a great playmaker? No, it's an easy play to run.
But if you're doing it consistently every night, why not? If I'm averaging,
what team won like that? What team won like that? In all reality, what team has ever won just doing high pick and rolls? 60% of the game. If you're saying it's so easy and it's so,
I'm talking about being a great playmaker.
But being a great playmaker,
you're being wins to a situation where it doesn't need to be.
So what? If I'm a great playmaker, why am I gonna keep on running the same play where it's not getting me nowhere?
It fucking works, Cam.
It fucking works. In what area? Just getting a couple points and not winning? If you're a great playmaker, your team's winning. No?
But we're talking about two different situations, though. We're talking about a player being a great playmaker. I'm putting them together. I'm putting them together. Does a great playmaker lead to winning? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, because Chris Paul.
Hey, bro, they made great runs, but at the end of the day, that dude got bad juju from New Orleans when he forced his way out of there. Hey, man, you know my theory on this too, because AD is a part of it now. AD gets hurt every day. I swear to God. Why you think Zion said, you know what, I'm staying? Why you think that?
Word.
Why you think that? If I swear to God, maybe it's a conspiracy theory for me. When you're in New Orleans and you're a star, don't ever dare to ask to leave. Why do you think Drew Brees never left?
That's a fact.
Yo, bro,
this nigga,
I believe
this guy
that.
is making shit. He's making shit up.
Stop
Look
it,
what happened to Reggie Bush when he left.
bro.
He makes sense.
You know,
Look what happened to Reggie Bush when he left.
yo, bro, we can talk about it. It has to be an all natural way out. Tyson Chandler was New Orleans. He got traded. Real
I was
natural.
about to say that.
Real natural. Where'd he go? Win a ring. Rides out for the rest of his career. No injuries.
You're reaching.
David
David
West.
West.
David West snuck a
David
ring
West.
with the Warriors.
Wins the Warriors. Wins the
David
ring.
West.
Rides out his career.
You're reaching with the voodoo shit, bro.
James Posey. It's sleeper pick. James Posey. Traded out. Goes to Boston. Wins a ring. They don't like. AD forced his way out. Sat out a whole year. Asked for that trade. Okay, obviously you get the trade. You get what Chris Paul was supposed to get. You get to go play with the best player in the league. You get your ring,
He got a ring.
and now look what happens. You sneeze by the guy, he gets hurt. Chris Paul, you forced your way out. You said, "I want to leave." Go to LA Clippers. Have one of the best teams in the league. Make it to playoffs every year. Y'all all get hurt. Let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's confusing.
Zion, you could probably be one of the best young talents the NBA ever seen. You could go to any team in the NBA, but you decide to stay. Let's talk about it. It's a conspiracy theory, bro. It's a conspiracy theory.
You're reaching.
Okay, now
That's what-
Reggie Bush.
Bro, we can't transition to this, bro. We're not doing this today. Not tonight. No.
Look, man.
We're not doing this tonight.
Anybody listening from New Orleans, I love y'all. We support y'all. Bottom of the net is with New Orleans.
He's not trying to get a voodoo
no
dog.
injuries.
Hey,
He's
man.
not trying to get a voodoo dog.
No,
Nah, that's funny.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, I mess with New Orleans. I ain't got no problem with them. Hey, it's
Nah,
great.
I like New Orleans, man. Shout out them, man. Shout out them. I got some friends from there.
Little holidays ever, feel me?
Mardi Gras, yeah, sir.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna transition into our next subject, which is gonna be a hot one. The top 5 best MVPs in NBA history. Kyrie, would you like to start us off with your list and explain why after?
All right. So you want me to start with 5 or you want me to start with 1?
5.
I'll start with 5. All right. So 5, I got the Russell Westbrook year. He won MVP, triple double year. 4, I got the 2011 Derrick Rose. 3, I got Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994. 2, I got 96. Michael Jordan. Y'all know who 1 is, feel me? Y'all, no, I don't even know why.
He's
You're
biased.
not that biased, bro.
Bias is
Ain't
already
no way in
know it.
hell.
I love it.
Yeah,
He's so
remember
biased.
my boy Steph, 2016. I mean, no, I give it up.
Kyrie, your biasness
Yeah.
towards Golden State is actually disgusting.
Crazy. My boy Steph somewhere cheesing looking at this right now.
He said, "Hey, man."
Hey, go ahead, brother.
I'm a size 12. Steph, bless the kid. Feel me?
Oh my
Bro, you about
god.
to get that $1 billion deal with Under Armour.
Nah, for real though.
Bro. But feel
So,
me, Westbrook, we not gonna act like that wasn't an amazing year for Westbrook though.
Of course.
It was a decent year. It was a great year.
Redemption
It was a
year for
great
real.
year.
That
But-
was let me get all this pain I got in my chest out on this court. That's what he did. Like,
Yeah, 'cause his boyfriend left.
we're
Bro, he was a 7th seed. I don't even jack that. I don't jack that MVP. Not really, bro.
you don't
He
think
was
so?
a 7th seed. Nah, bro. I'm not jacking that. Harden should have won that shit. Harden was complaining about that
I
one.
said that. I
No,
say
he-
this all the time.
He
Curry
put
messed
up,
up
he
the
put
MVP.
up, no.
race.
Y'all gonna stop.
He was a 7th seed
Put up-
in the
He
West.
put up 31 points per
No.
game, 10.7 rebounds a game, 10.4 assists a game, averaging
Those
1.6
were empty
steals.
stats. Empty ass stats.
Yeah, okay.
Empty.
Okay,
That's
They were
empty.
empty, bro.
that's empty.
Bro, I was watching a play where Steven Adams got out the way and let Westbrook rebound the ball to get a triple double. That's how you know them shits was empty. Bullshit. Don't shake your head, bro.
Nah, that's just his awareness. That's his teammates' awareness.
That is
It's
teammate
literally just
awareness.
teammate like, all right, bro. It's Steven Adams. You know Steven mad if it's gonna do that for him.
Word. And then
I'm
you
not
come in
saying it, but
number 4, 2011 Derrick Rose.
Yeah, that boy.
No, he's the youngest MVP ever. So that gave me a huge boost to put him up a little bit higher on my list. But yeah, that Bulls team was crazy. Well, dang,
Yeah, they was stacked.
they had Kyle Korver, right?
I think
Carlos.
that's.
It
I think
he came the year after.
was Luol Deng, Joakim Noah. They had
Boozer.
Carlos
Carlos
Boozer.
Boozer.
They had Ben Gordon for a little bit too.
I remember
I
they
feel
had
like Kyle Korver was on his way out.
Was Jamal on?
No,
Or was it?
Nah,
Mm-mm.
nah.
Jamal was on the Bulls
Jamal
a
was
long time
in-
ago, bro.
Jamal was like, I think he was heading to LA at that point.
Yeah, I think that's
Team
what the move was.
LA.
Before he went to LA, he was on Golden.
It's somebody else we missing. I'm picturing in the Bulls uniform.
Yeah. So
Tony Snell?
nah.
Bro, don't get
Nah,
me
he
started.
ain't. He ain't come in. He ain't come in
So,
and out later.
all right, that's a solid list.
I feel like you don't think so.
It's solid.
But oh yeah, I said number 3 was Hakeem. Honestly, I would have put him a little bit higher on my list, but like that's probably the most impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But like Michael Jordan 96, that's just he did that for the culture, bro. That was one of them years that's stamped in the history book. Like 96, 97 Bulls, like ask any whole head about the 96, 97 Bulls, they'll try to poke you up. You say something disrespectful, like.
I'll poke you up.
Oh man. All right.
And then Steph Curry 2016, my number 1. But that was for me the only unanimous MVP for real. So like he got it. Everybody said he got it, so he got it. Like
All right. Okay.
All right, so honorable mention. I have LeBron 2013 with the Heat. I got him. He's an honorable mention. And at 5, I do have Russ at 5. At 4, I don't have 96 Jordan. I believe it was the 88 Jordan. It's like when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
The man, he was a.
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody. Yeah, he was a MVP, All-Star MVP, and Defense Player of the Year. Average 35, 35, 6, and 5.
Don't get Cam started. He wild over there.
Cal, I'm skipping you. I'm skipping you, Cal. You go last. Nah. Mm-hmm.
so that's the low cut Jordan with the little chain.
Look, I'm about to sound like an old head because Cam didn't even say his full stats. I don't care. Bro put up 35, 6 assists, 5.5 rebounds, averaging 3.2 steals a game with 1.6 blocks. And it was only his 4th season in the league.
And 1 Defense Player of the Year. And All-Star, NBA All-Star MVP that year, too. With that.
So, Cam, you have him at 1?
Got him at 1. That is the best MVP of all time. Bro put up.
Nah, I have Jordan at 4.
That Jordan's 1 for me, but Cam, finish your list.
At 3, I have Giannis at 3. I have Giannis at 3. Defense Player of the Year, MVP. He didn't get to the finals that year, but the next year, I'm like, he got to the finals MVP. At 2, I have Hakeem. For obvious reasons, the man had he's NBA champion, MVP, Defense Player of the Year, and Finals MVP all in one. And technically, I feel like he should be number 1, but I have Curry at number 1 because the unanimous. That's the only thing. It's the unanimous.
Like,
if it wasn't for unanimous, if it wasn't for that, Curry's number 2. Really, Curry probably 4 if it wasn't for unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. No,
if it wasn't for unanimous,
we know you're not. We know you're not.
I know you're not arguing.
I'll do my list. I have Giannis 2019-2020 at 5. I got LeBron James 2012-2013 at 4. I got James Harden 2017-2018 at 3. I got Wardell unanimous season at 2, and I got that Jordan 87 season at 1. So I'm gonna just go over the ones that we didn't really talk about, like Giannis, 2019 season. He had a DPOY and MVP. I know K talked about that. Dude averaged 29, 13, 5 in one block. You know, he led the team to 60 wins. And I really liked the Harden season where he was averaging 35 and 8. He was snubbed twice for the MVP. He had 7 40-point games. He had 2 back-to-back 51 games, and he had a 60 bomb against Orlando. So that was different. Wardell's unanimous, you know. We don't even really have to talk about that. Dude's a monster. He was shooting. He made 402 threes, shooting 50, 45, 90, bro. That's just saying a lot. Like, you hear those numbers and you're like, no way. But that's video game shit for him. And then we got that Jordan MVP season, 87, 88. Dude averaged 35, 5, 6, and 3 with 1.6 blocks. He was playing center. I'm convinced. Guys,
don't forget the 3.2 steals a game. Don't forget that.
Bro, like, you were playing the perimeter.
He was playing my career on rookie. He was playing my career.
Yeah, bro, like, that's the type of shit, dude. Black Jesus.
Black Jesus,
blocks, bro. That 1.8 blocks.
Yeah, 1.6 blocks.
1.6 blocks with
3.2
steals. No one's doing that today, bro.
Like, you can't make a player like that in 2K unless you create him.
You're playing on rookie.
On like my league or some shit. But you can't. Yeah, bro. And the sliders got to be all the way up for you to be dogging dudes all game. 1.6 blocks is crazy. Like, come on.
What you mean, bro? I do that on my career all the time. Put that thing on rookie. What you mean?
That's right. mind you. It's alright though. But yeah.
But also his PER was the highest ever in the league. He had 31.71, which is crazy, bro. That's unheard of. Like,
not a real
to have the greatest PER in 87. The league just started formatting all those fucking.
It was only his 4th season. Yeah. It was only his 4th season.
Bro, I'm like, he was still the young guy coming in the league, dominating. Like,
I like Cal's list. I like Cal's list. I like it.
Appreciate it.
So for me at 5, I got Westbrook 2016, 2017, 31 points a game, 10.7 rebounds, 10.4 assists with 1.6 steals. It's just crazy. At 4, I got Curry. 2015, 2016, 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 50 from the field, 45 from 3, 90 from free throw line, and led the Warriors to a 73-9 record. Unheard of. At 3, I got AI 2001. Undersized guard. You put up 31.1 points per game, 4.6 assists to nobody's. 3.8 rebounds, and he averaged 2.5 steals. I feel like that goes under the radar. And you know what I'm saying? He carried a.
Hold on, say that again.
He averaged 2.5 steals, which goes that goes very under the radar. It goes very under the radar.
How the fuck was he getting 2.5 steals a night, bro? What was he doing?
Pickpocket. Yeah, he was. So after I got at 2, I got LeBron 2012, 2013. I just remember watching him. Like, dude was just on another planet. He put up 26.8 a game, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 1.9 steals. Definitely was supposed to win DPOY that year too. Got the ring.
Right.
But yeah, and then at number 1, I got 87, 88 Michael Jordan. I don't care if I keep it talking. 35 a game, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 3.2 steals with 1.6 blocks. In your 4th year in the league, Black Jesus, brother. Mind you, bro wasn't even bald yet. When he got bald, that's when the rings came.
That was the low cut Jordan.
Yeah,
feel
low
me?
cut. But yo, just 30. I don't care, bro. 35 a game, bro.
To add on to your LeBron,
and then to go play defense too, like you're the god. Come on, bro. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy. But to add on to your LeBron take, he also won a gold medal that year.
Yeah.
And then he ran it back and won a Finals MVP and an MVP the following year.
Yeah.
So that season was very underrated by LeBron, bro. He didn't get a lot of credit for that season.
Nah. But I'm surprised none of y'all had that AI MVP. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I thought about it.
I thought about it. I thought about it.
I saw his shooting splits. I was like, fuck no.
I don't care, bro. You're fucking fucking 5'9" on a good day, 5'11" on a good day, putting up 31 a game, bro, with a bunch of nobodies. That's why I cut him some slack on the shooting splits. I am harsh on him on that, but Cal, you can't name his second best teammate on that team.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't say Eric Snow.
Who's that?
Who?
Exactly. Who?
And Rajon Bell was a rookie and deadass averaged 1 point the whole season.
Yeah, we're not
And
jacking.
there was a Mutombo who wasn't the greatest. They had Tony Kukoc for half the season, which was helping them, but then they traded him.
Weird move.
Tony Kukoc
Sound like a Philly move.
It sounds like a Philly move.
Super Philly move.
Super Philly.
But y'all list was alright. I like a K's list.
Kazos is okay.
Y'all putting Curry at one is max though.
Yeah, that's
It's only the unanimous that puts him up there. He doesn't have that. He's 4. Jordan's 1.
He choked the 3-1.
He didn't win. That's why he didn't get that one
He
spot.
choked the 3-1.
He didn't win every.
In our reality, bro, we should all have Hakeem at 1.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking that too.
That season's stupid, bro.
Hakeem would be 1.
But we got to be a little bit of biased.
Nah, fuck no. I'm putting Black Jesus at 1.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry. Fuck that. Black Jesus, them stats are unheard of, bro. You'll never catch a player in the league doing that ever again.
No.
Yes, the skill level in the NBA wasn't the best, but I don't care, bro.
That man was practically still a rookie coming in doing that.
Dead ass, bro. Like, bro, I don't. I'm at awe, and I wish I watched that season in person. Like, 35 a game, while averaging 3.2 steals and 1.6 blocks. Like, bro, are you not tired?
That man said, "Play me.
Play me your whole game. We're going into 4 overtimes. I'm playing it all. Playing it all."
Right.
Mind you, the league still had a lot of talent though. Magic was still playing. Larry Bird, a lot of the young dudes came in the same class as him.
Larry did not know how to tame that man either. He was like, "Bro, what is this? I'm gonna keep doing what I do, but what the fuck?"
Larry and Magic, bro, the 2-headed goat of the '80s.
Nah, for real.
Quick question, little side note: who you taking, Larry Bird or Magic Johnson?
Ooh,
I ain't gonna lie. Give me that boy. Give me Larry Legend.
Who's my Robin? Depends on who my number 2 is, bro. Cause that's crazy.
It does.
I'm
Yeah, I don't know about taking Larry over Magic, gang. Wow.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Larry was more skilled than Magic.
Yeah, he was. He's basically what Luka is, but a little bit better passer. A way better passer at actually.
That tempo push that, bro. That made it.
You know why I'm taking Larry though. How you go to a game, tell the opposing team you're gonna score all left hand points and drop 30. All left hand. You literally said I'm scoring with my left hand and dropping 30. That's crazy, bro. Nah, but they're both dogs, and I feel like they're a 2-headed goat of the '80s. I just prefer Larry.
Yeah, I'm taking Magic.
I'm out.
I really can't pick one. That's a tough pick for me.
Yeah.
Because I love Magic of how he passed, but it's like Larry is like
Larry can pass too.
Put that thing back over the head. That's a bucket.
It wasn't even over the head. It was like to the right.
Hey, he couldn't see the ball, but the ball was going in. That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
Anyone who gonna tell you where they're gonna shoot and make it.
There is no wrong pick. They both gonna bring you rings.
Yeah.
Nah, for real.
They're both gonna bring you the rings. All right, so let's jump into our next topic, which I feel like this one's really, really good. What was the best era of basketball so far? And this comes with everything, fellas. This is not just on the floor. We're talking about off the court, how it looked, the style, the swag, all that. What was the best era of basketball? Kyrie.
I mean, so when I personally thought of era, you feel me? I thought of like a decade. I don't know if y'all did that too.
Yeah, it's the decade.
So mine easily was the 2000s, bro. Easily was the 2000s. But that might have been because that's what I seen growing up. You know, everybody's gonna have their own preference. But like, think about Kobe and the Lakers. I'm just gonna fire off like 7 quick names, right? Kobe, Tim Duncan, Dirk, AI, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett. Like, think about those teams, the players they had on those teams, the battles that they had. Like that was entertainment right there. It was they still had a little bit of that 90s physicality in there too. They weren't all flopping like you've seen in the 2010s and all that, but that had definitely had to be the era that I picked.
Okay. Kay, what you working with?
I ain't gonna lie. I am too young to be picking this era, but I'm going with the '90s era only because I've watched a lot of older videos and I just love the physicality in it and like all the trash talking. I have like a big defensive mindset when it comes to watching like any sport, so I just love the defense that was being played. Everything was physical, like I'm getting in your face type shit. That's what I love, but that was my personal favorite thing watching of basketball in the eras was probably in the '90s. But if I'm gonna be honest, probably right now is probably the most entertaining to watch. But it doesn't have nothing on the '90s for me because it's like it doesn't give me that same energy. It's just like for social media highlights. That's what this era is. It's like glitz and glam. I don't know. It's just the entertainment era. I don't know.
I respect that. For me, it's right now. We have, the greatest basketball players right now in this era. We got Giannis, we got Bron, we got Curry, we got Kyrie. Bro, it don't even matter about those old. I'm talking about
I hear you. Go ahead.
Because it's a simple fact that we can create so much space off of counter moves and step backs and side steps and get to our spots easier. Like, you look at these players and they have gifts of shooting and dribbling, and you don't see that shit. You saw Rod Strickland, but you didn't see Kyrie pulling out like crazy ass bag work. You feel me? Behind the back, step back.
You missing players, brother? You missing players?
And I love it though, because once you see that, you're like, okay, I can do that, because you see them do it all the fucking time. It's repetitive. If you see Curry shoot, you want to go shoot like Curry. You feel me? If you see Bron dunk, you want to go dunk like Bron. So they give a lot of inspiration to these youth. That's why I like this generation of basketball players. They make it easier for you to play your game. You feel me? Like, play your game. Don't be afraid to freestyle a little bit. So I like this era a lot.
I respect it.
Everybody game got a little improv to it. Like, they all got their own little...
I respect it. But for me, I'm going to have to go with K. It's the 90s. And yes, I was born in 97, but I grew up with older siblings and a dad who loved basketball, so I always went back, watched games, But for me, it's not even just about, like, just the players, like, the swag of the whole 90s era. I love, like, the jerseys, the sneakers they was wearing, how they was coming off the court, the all-star games, like, just how, like, to me, basketball in the 90s and hip-hop was, like, one. Like, it's like it was kind of like breakdancing on the court type. But just it was a peaceful time. The whole energy of the 90s was good. And it had teams, like, it had great teams, but yes, it was the dominance of Jordan in them. But you had Hakeem in them, you had John Stockton, you had Mark Paxson in Cleveland, you had the New York Knicks, you had the Seattle Supersonics, and it was just a lot. And I feel like the 90s had such a big influence on players, the older players, especially when it comes to the 2000s, because, like, when Cal talks about Kyrie, you got to talk about dudes like Nick Van Exel. You got to talk about Skip to Malou, Rod Strickland. You got to talk about Tim Hardaway inventing the killer crossover. They invented a lot of those moves where dudes nowadays are just mastering it, adding a little touch to it. But I feel like a lot of that came from the 90s, and I'm with Cam on the physicality and the competitiveness. We don't get that type of feel nowadays, and I said this before, like, I feel like with the playoffs nowadays, they're like regular games. It's like whatever. Facts. They're regular games until they get to the chip.
It's a disrespect to this generation, I think. That's a big disrespect.
But it's like we watch them like, all right, they're going to win. The game doesn't feel
Yeah.
intense. It doesn't feel intense until we get to the chip. Like I didn't feel no intensity this playoffs until I watched the chip.
Really?
Bro, if
Really?
you,
You didn't feel
even,
no intensity?
even if you even go back to the early 2000s, from 2000 to 2010, those playoffs were a completely different world, bro.
It was.
It was like the battles between Kobe and Melo, just seeing them abuse each other all night. Kobe going to play Phoenix or the East, where it's Boston, and it was just a different competitive and competitive level. Like we don't get that type of competitive level nowadays because everybody's friends.
It's
All
not
right,
even
no,
that.
it is that. Jason Tatum, you just lost to Golden State. Why are you at Draymond's wedding a week later?
What you mean?
Yo, bro, they wasn't doing that back then. They was not
Nah,
doing
come
that
on.
back then, but that's my point. Like, don't get me
That's-
wrong, it's cool.
that's reaching,
It's
Cam. A
not
wedding,
reaching.
though?
Yo, bro, I'm not going. You just beat me in the finals. Fuck out of here. And you just talk shit about my teammate Grant Williams. Fuck out of here. You just violated me. Why am I trying to be friends with you, bro?
Bro.
No,
That's not even being
bro.
friends. That's just showing
Still
up to
playing
if you get
cards
invited
and-
to a wedding, I'm gonna show up
I'm not going.
and
You
pay
just
my
beat me in the
respect.
finals, and I'm gonna go take pictures with you and cheat. I'm not happy, nigga. I just lost to you. I'm not happy.
I hear what you're saying.
That's the
I hear
But,
what
but
you're
that's
saying.
my
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Like from 2020s and backwards to 90s and 80s, that's how they acted. Look at the Dream Team. They was beefing each other in practice, and they had to play with each other.
I love that whole practice
We
thing when they
don't
were
have that to
playing.
competitive level. We don't have that same type of intensity. I miss that. Cal, you're telling me growing up in 2000s and seeing the playoff games from then is the same now?
No, I'm not saying it's the same.
But that's a
not saying it's the
huge.
same.
I know you're not saying the same, but I'm saying like that's a huge aspect I miss of the game. Cause like when you get to the
Facts.
playoffs, bro, playoffs was supposed to feel like hell on earth as a fan. Like you watching the game, chest tight, every game
You
is
gotta
close.
be
I'm saying like Jordan, he won all them rings, but he was running. They was facing comp when they got to the playoffs. It wasn't
Oh,
no,
God.
just, it wasn't just no easy
They were
breezy.
sweeping niggas, bro.
It's
Excuse
because
me.
they was
were
dogs,
sweeping
bro.
people, bro.
I don't know,
They was
bro.
dogs, and nowadays you got to
They-
worry
'cause,
about
like-
load management. Now you got to worry about
Yeah,
players
like, it's
sitting.
trash to me.
You didn't have to worry about that back then.
But I don't know. But like, it's
Yeah.
just for the '90s for me. It was like I wish I grew up in the '90s to watch it personally. Just the swagger,
Nah,
I'm living in the moment,
the
bro.
swagger
because
alone.
what we have right now, we have players
As a
like
skill
Giannis, we have
level,
players like Ja.
as a skill level, I love that I'm watching this. From a competitive intensity level, I hate that I'm watching this. It's like I'm
Never
50.
get that much
I'm
noise.
50-50. Cal, I swear to God, if we had the same competitive level and intensity of back then, now with this skill level, this will be hands
Amazing.
down the best era in
Amazing.
basketball history. Whatever comes after and whatever but was before it. Because imagine dudes like Kyrie and Curry killing each other for a playoff series. Like not even a chip. Say if they just was both in the West and they meet first round and they dogging each other, physical and all that. Yes, it comes with rules and stuff like that.
Letting shit slide.
I miss those type of days. Like I don't know. Like you think Kate? Like you imagine. All right, imagine Boston. You know the season that passed with Boston and Brooklyn. Imagine that was in '90s. Kyrie and KD was about to be going out swinging and banging, bruising up with dudes instead. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, they bent over and just took the L. You're telling me you got?
I don't think they bent over though, because all those games were close. Like I don't think they bent over and was like, "All right, we're gonna just take it, pause." But like they fought, they had competitive games throughout that whole entire series. Even though they got swept, they were
The first game when
tooth and nail with these
Jason
people,
Tatum hit
with Boston.
the game winner, that was the only competitive game.
I'm gonna have to look back because I don't believe you.
Because now you gotta look at like at the end of the end score could be somewhat close, but you gotta look how they play. You gotta see how they're playing against each other. You know, that first game was when they was being the most physical, when they was going at it, and then after that, it's just like, where the fuck did y'all go? Where's Brooklyn? I don't know. It's
But
just,
I feel like
go ahead, Kyle.
I feel like the point we're at, like we can expect every era to be more skilled than the era before, but like the competitive factor, I feel like is going to get thrown more and more out the window. Like
I agree.
all these players, friends with players on Instagram and shit now. So like
That's what I'm
they didn't
saying.
have that back in the day. They didn't have Instagram back in the day. They got all their information from newspaper. Now imagine opening up the newspaper. You see the New York Knicks on the newspaper. Like, you getting dunked on in the newspaper. Like,
Hey, because
that's the thing. Like,
You think you,
like,
you gotta
really
hear
doing
someone,
that.
you gotta hear someone talk trash about you on a radio host or some shit like that.
word, like, yeah.
Like bro, like that. All right, like for instance, DeJounte Murray and Powell, they had like a 2-day beef and they was friends again.
Word.
bro,
that crowd was not happening back in the 90s.
Right.
That shit went,
I hear what
that
you're
shit went
saying.
into the
With
season. That shit went into the season.
Yeah, for a fact.
It's like
Like, you're not
Closest thing
throwing.
we got to the 90s, bro, is Trey Young playoff series at the Knicks,
mind
bro.
you,
That's
that's
the
only
closest.
one series.
That was probably
That's the
the
closest
best
thing I think
series
we got.
as far as competitiveness.
That was
Word.
one series, and the fans,
Hey, heads off to New York
the
on that.
fans made that a good series, not the players.
Yes.
the fans made it
fans
feel like
did.
a whole time.
No funny shit. If I was Paolo, I would have boxed him.
See, but that's the energy you
You're not
need.
throwing
Thank you.
You're not throwing a ball at me,
Thank
bro.
you. And the
No
shit,
funny-
like the
nah,
shit
no
talk,
cap.
the shit talking nowadays is not the same as back then, bro. Even in the early 2000s, bro, or even as soon as like, yo, bro, KG told Melo his wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. What the?
Nah,
what
that's
the
crazy.
fuck?
Hey, because Melo was waiting out. Hey, because Melo was waiting, bro.
Like you don't
Now
see.
he did,
you
yeah,
don't-
Melo definitely was,
You don't
though.
see fights happen no more. You don't see like
Word.
yo, bro. I'm not
Melo
gonna.
was trying
It's
to.
just like they don't got the same pride,
He's
bro.
back,
Yeah,
like, yo,
but
let's
it's like-
go.
Remember-
Let's
All
go.
right, not like, but back to the Boston and Golden State thing. Cal, you just beat me in the finals. You really want me to go to your wedding a week later? I'll send
I
a
don't
gift.
mind you
I'll send a
coming up
gift.
this the fourth
You
game.
don't mind me going because you
If I
won.
bust your ass in the finals, right?
Exactly.
I'm like, yo,
You
just gotta take some
no, bro. I'm sending you a gift, and it's real life going to be a fuck you gift.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna like you until I beat you.
Word.
I'm not. I don't want.
Respectable.
Why am I going to your wedding and taking pictures with you when Kyrie was just talking bad
We
about
all
my
know Tatum is
teammates?
soft though. Like, we all know this. He's soft as shit.
Yo, bro, but that's my point, bro. Cal, you just beat me in the finals. I'm going to your wedding and taking pictures with you a week later while your teammate was just talking down on my team in public. At the
That's that
FCC.
Team USA love.
That's trash.
Nah, I don't want to.
That's
Yeah, I don't
trash.
wanna hear that. Nah.
Yo, that
I get what
90s
you're
and
saying,
2000s
though, like-
from
like the-
2010s, I
the-
need that energy
That's big
back,
bro.
Yeah, like they be
Like
like
the
that. Yo,
Kobe
that's
mentality.
my big
Like,
bro.
Kobe
That's my
would
big
have been
bro.
like, "Fuck, I'm not going to shit."
Who you ever seen Kobe hang out with?
The basketball.
Wallahi, there you go,
And his
brother.
teammates.
There you go, brother.
Wilson, bro.
There was
He hung
never,
out
there
with
was never no. He was not no part of no damn banana boat.
Real shit.
I'm trying to murder you on that court, bro. I don't want to be your friend. Even take this story, the perfect example, and this is why I love Kobe. D Wade broke his nose in an All-Star game and turned around and said, "I love this shit." There's something wrong with you. They're sick in the head. You just got your nose broken in an
I
All-Star
love
game.
it.
He said, "I love it."
I
But
love it.
that competitive and intensity,
That's
yes, don't get me
competitiveness.
wrong, it's Kobe, it's Black Mamba. He's higher than all people in that type of area, but that's what I want to see. I don't want to see you be friends, bro. I'm sorry. It doesn't make it fun. Football
It's
players,
like,
they
bro,
work
it's
out.
like,
They
get me
work.
mad so you can get mad.
Football players work out with each other, but when they get on that field, they don't like each other. They be trying
Absolutely
to
not.
boom each other.
Yeah.
I want to see that in the NBA, bro. Oh, because we work out in the summer, that doesn't mean you're my friend. We're associates. We're workout buddies. But when we're on that court during the season, bro, I'm trying to kill you every time.
Yeah, I respect
I'm
that.
not
I
swapping.
respect that a
I'm not
lot.
swapping jerseys. I'm not doing none of that after the game either. Fuck you. Give
In
me.
front of his
Ain't
mom,
gonna lie.
daughter, in front of his bro. Oh, everybody, bro. Everybody.
But
Like,
that's why
that's how they should be.
That's why I lean towards the '90s, bro.
We need it.
Like-
We need this league to be like my career right now. In 2K.
'90s right now. Like
Like,
Reggie,
word, like,
playoff
that's what they
series.
need to be.
Playoff series. Reggie Miller. I mean, the Pacers against the Knicks. You think someone in today's NBA is about to run up to the star fan and tell them they choking? That's crazy, bro. They ain't doing that nowadays. Reggie walked up to Spike Lee and said they choking. Crazy, bro.
Like, they,
I want to see
They're
that
not
energy.
doing
I
that.
want to see somebody get mushed. I need to see full blown. And honestly, I need the NBA to change defensive rules. I need to see hand checking. You think I can't hand check when Kyrie's doing everything in the world and I can't stop him?
Oh God,
Yeah,
because I mean, when me and you
they-
play,
Bring
you
hand
know,
checking
Phil,
back, bro.
Yeah,
Facts, 'cause when me-
everybody.
How am I
You
not
already
supposed
know.
to hand check when I got guys like Katie, Kyrie, Curry, Dame, DeMar? I can go down a whole list of people. What the hell you want me to do? Just stand there and watch? I can't touch him?
Pretty much.
But exactly, that's
Yeah.
what takes a big part away from the intensity, especially in the playoffs, bro. Like, yo, bro, I put my pinky on somebody, they calling a foul. Get out of here, bro. This is not playoff basketball. This is not playoff basketball, bro.
That's max.
Bro,
That's max.
it's not playoff basketball.
It's not even that. I feel like games are
flopping
getting
and all.
predictable.
Yeah, it's just like I hate the predictable factor. Like I said, the '90s was predictable, but Jordan made them games entertaining. Them games was close, bro. Them playoff series against the Knicks and the Pacers, it was like hell on earth for Jordan when he played that young Orlando Magic team with Penny and Shaq and Nick Anderson, and they stole a game because Horace Grant. Like, it's the intensity, the level. We didn't like. Yeah, we're like, all right, Jordan's gonna win, but now seeing him be in the close games, seeing him lose a game, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, like, it ain't supposed to be like
Don't
this.
get me wrong, they had the best put together team in the NBA, but like it's still like people gave him trouble. And it's weird to me that it's not our playoffs not like that because like you said, the skill level is so high. Every team has talent, so why are we not competing? Yeah. And now you got to
Bro, if you see Warriors in the playoffs, you might as well go ahead and say they're going to win the finals.
That's what I say all the time.
That's literally how I see it.
Healthy Warriors.
I literally say it all. If I see playoffs like Warriors and they're healthy, 9 times out of 10, I'm saying they're winning the chip. And that's not okay. My team could be in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. I'm saying the Warriors are winning.
That is not okay at all.
But that's the disgusting. That's the disgusting
how it is.
Part of the NBA. Like when I heard Boston and seen Boston and Golden State was winning, I said Golden State easy.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
You saw what ESPN posted? They posted like an 88% Boston was gonna win. I'm like, these guys are fucking dumb.
They just want to get.
They don't know basketball.
They do know, but yo, bro, it gets tired of posting the same shit.
Fucking know anything.
They do.
The only time I was shocked.
We've been posting Golden State since 2014, brother. I'm tired. It is 2022. I'm tired of it. It's about to be a decade of posting.
That's not even their fault though. Honestly, they just draft well.
It's not their fault.
Well.
It's the whole league's fault for not fucking.
They're behind. They gotta catch up.
Yeah,
like these teams like Sacramento, the Timberwolves. I'm seeing that they're making a push. The Pelicans, they're making a push. These younger teams like Charlotte, the Pacers, they have no direction. They have no player development.
Okay, real quick.
Why?
How am I supposed to guard Curry if I can't hand check?
You don't.
That's horrible, bro.
You don't.
It's horrible.
When your offense that high of a tier, it's like you only do so much on defense. You
pray.
You pray.
Like,
what were you saying, Kai? I couldn't hear you.
So you see him high fiving Steph, they giving him high fives when he's shooting the rock, he's still netting it. Like,
it doesn't matter. The ball's off his hands. The ball's off his hands. It doesn't matter. Once the ball leaves his hand, you could hit him, punch him in the face. The ball's going in because he's turning around and running down the court anyway.
Nah, because if someone do that to me, bro, I'm tricking you up the court. You ain't gonna just turn around.
You can high five Steph. He's turning around already. It doesn't matter. Just walk down that way. What the fuck are you doing?
Follow him.
But is that I would love for the physicality of the NBA to go back how it used to be because the skill level of the NBA is so high to the point where you're pretty much giving them easy baskets because I can't hand check. Yo, bro, how are you supposed to guard someone like the top players in the league without hand checking, bro? They have a trillion moves, and KD doesn't even have to do anything. He just shoot over me. If I touch him or jump under his foot, it's a foul.
You have to adapt.
That's why there's so many high scoring games in today's. There was not that many high scoring games like that in the 90s, though.
How do you adapt to that?
You adapt.
The best defenders in the league don't even adapt, bro. Kawhi's the best. Oh my! Stop it. I think hand checking needs to come back, and I think the NBA needs to be a little more physical. And I promise you, the NBA will be a completely different league, and I think it'll be in the better direction. Because imagine the skill level with the competitiveness and the intensity. I would not miss an NBA game. No, I don't care who's playing because every team got talent.
I hear you. We'll see though.
They gotta do it. It's the rule. Like whoever loses, it's the new rule. You lose, we taking half your game check. How about that? No. Now y'all play ball. How about that?
Oh, it's gonna look.
They
It's
need
gonna,
to motivate these players, yo.
Yeah,
I
facts.
think every time you
I hear
flop, you
you on
get
the
fined.
intensity thing. It's like when you see them play, they like
I
lackadaisical.
mess
And
with that.
If you flop,
I
you get
mess with that.
fined. Stop the flopping shit. Dead.
I mess with that.
that's a part of the game now, bro.
That's
Like carrying is
sad.
part of the game.
Carrying, I ain't mad about that one. That's whatever, bro. But flopping, bro, get your 25 racks.
Chop
That's
it up.
crazy.
Yeah.
25
Oh,
bands,
Curry, you're
bro.
complaining your contract was just 180 million. 25 racks. Marcus Smart, you want DPOY. I know you get a bonus with that. 25 racks. It's just, that's the only thing that I wish that was changed with today's game, the intensity level. Because I promise you, if the intensity level was like back then, hands down, this would be my favorite era because of the skill level. But the intensity level and physicality is so low. And like Kyrie said earlier, the skill level is going to keep growing, but the intensity level and competitiveness is just going to continue to die out. Because you can't, like in all reality, you can't adapt as a defender when you're guarding somebody like Kyrie. Because if you could adapt, Corey Joseph would have figured something out. Because it's probably been 10, 15 plus years.
Bird.
10, 15.
Nah, bro. Nah, if you've been getting fried your whole life by one man, that's it. That's your life right there. That's your ceiling.
But that's
you
my
just getting
point.
fried by it.
That's my point. But if you could adapt, you think.
Kyrie's a genius.
Okay,
He
but
can't figure anything out.
so what do you do? Just let him score.
You gonna
Right?
game plan for him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Be physical. But you can't even do that.
Oh,
You can't do
only
that.
thing, nah. Yeah,
You can be physical with Kyrie. You could bump him off his spots, take him off the pick and roll.
He can't. He bumps back.
but you gonna have to deny ball off rip, and that's gonna
Yo,
be
bro,
hard with them screens.
I don't know if y'all really
Right.
watched Kyrie this year, but Kyrie this year is way more physical than he ever was. So people was trying to bump him, and he was dead bumping back.
I'm saying.
But that's what I'm
He
saying.
got-
Bring
what we
back
need.
hand checking, bro. Grab his jersey. Do something.
Nah.
I'm trying to see it.
Hey Cam, you already know. Every time we play on one of the app,
But I like that stuff though. Like I like when we play basketball and like someone's being physical with me. It makes the game 1,000 times better. Obviously, don't be physical to the point where you're just doing dumb fouls on purpose. But if you're being physical, guarding me, hand checking me, get your arms around me and shit, I don't mind that. It makes the game so much more fun because now it's like, we're hoping. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just standing there in front of me, like, nigga, I'm gonna fry you.
And then another thing with like today is that's why I say it's like this is like the glitz and glam. This is the entertainment because you have all these young people come in like Mikey. This man is based off of entertainment. That man has no competitiveness at all. At least that's what I feel.
Don't get me started on him.
Like that's all for
talent.
social media.
He has the talent, but
He has talent, no competitiveness.
No competitiveness in his heart. How are you supposed to be one of the best players in the country and not playing EYBL, the biggest tournament for high schoolers? Then you transfer out of a high school that plays better competition just to go back to your bum ass high school in San Diego.
This is like, bro, this is what the league is. This is the entertainment league, bro. This is social media.
I agree.
Cam, you gotta stop criticizing 14-year-olds, bro.
Yo, Mike.
Let that man live his life.
But see, I'm not.
Let
I'm
Gang
not,
live his life.
I'm not criticizing his game though. I love like he could hoop. I would never take anything away from him in that area.
No, I'm not. I'm gelling, but
I'm
He's
taking
stating the facts about his competitive nature.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's where
I'm being a dick.
I put Bronny over Mikey. Mikey's better talent wise, but Bronny's better because he plays better competition and it's going to make him the better player. Bronny plays in the top of the top tournaments all year long. Even high school starts. You're going to play in the top teams in Europe. You're getting busted. You lost to his team from the UK. When the hell was the UK ever known for basketball?
Hey,
But that's my point.
I don't know either.
That's my point. But that's why I give my I tip my hat off to Bronny. Bronny isn't the best talent in his class, far from it. But he's good. He could hoop. But what makes him shine more than anybody else to me is he's playing the top comp everywhere he goes. AAU, he's playing top high schoolers, top ranked. You played in EYBL, you was killing. You had better stats in EYBL than your actual high school stats. Sierra Canyon is one of the top schools in the country, and you play in the biggest tournaments in the country. So it's just like for Brian, with Mikey, it's just Mikey. I just wished he played more comp. Like don't get me, like I said, the talent's there. He's a hooper, But he needs to play more comp, but it's not going to happen transferring back to that school in San Diego.
I'll give him till college till we know what his ceiling is.
Yeah, but why are you trying to go to HBCU?
I mean, let him do what he want, bro. At this age, if you have a million followers, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I hate seeing wasted talent, bro, and he has so much talent. But he needs to learn the game.
Wasted talent is Imani Bates. That's wasted talent.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan wasn't smart, but they can't make some noise with him and Noah Farrakhan.
So
they ain't gonna make
that's wasted talent.
It is wasted talent.
He's not gonna be.
First of all, he should
be a top.
He should have never went to Memphis. He should have just stayed with Michigan State and stayed.
No, he should have. Went to the G League.
Nah, he should have went to Michigan State because he didn't. Because like you have the talent, but now you have to understand the game of basketball, and that's what college is for. Imani needed that. Mikey needs to go. If he doesn't go to Kansas, something's wrong with him. Because like you have the talent, right? But now it comes with, all right, you got to learn the game of basketball. And that's what college does for a lot of these. Look at all the Duke players, bro. They don't miss. Most Duke players that come to the league don't miss.
But they're conditioned to do that. They're trained.
My point.
They have the top facilities.
My point exactly, but that all comes from.
They're practicing with the best talent every day, though. You gotta think about it, though.
Exactly, but that's the perk of going with comp. So if I'm Mikey, will I not try to go to Kansas? It's one of the top basketball programs in the country. They still get top recruits. They're still top 10 colleges. Why would I not want to go there? They have a good coach. They have everything I would need to take the next big step in my career.
Maybe he's afraid of showing his flaws more than his strengths.
I hope not.
When it comes to, yeah, maybe he could be like, maybe I'm not ready for this moment. I think that's what it could be. He's not ready to be on a college stage with millions of people looking at him because he's highly, regards of a top player and he can't live up to it. So maybe he has to deal with that.
Because he's a top player, that him being naturally gifted, he doesn't have to put in that work.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you.
Yeah.
I feel like he also, like what Kyrie was going, like he thinks he's too good, like to play these guys. He's too good. And that's not a good habit to have because now you're.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Where eventually it's gonna catch up to you.
It's catching up to him already. All right, instant perfect example. He was mad that DJ Wagner was the number 1 ranked player in the country. Right? Going on IG Live, running his mouth and all that. Would you not try to go play him in a tournament? He played in the EYBL and he did great. Would you not try to go to EYBL and play him there for the first time? Because you never played him yet. But you was talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things with Mikey. Like, you have the talent, but, like, the things you do off the court and your decisions, I don't like them.
It's to check his ego.
Yeah, it's a check. It's a check. That's literally checking his ego. It's that money.
Yeah. I mean, he got to provide, bro. He the breadwinner in his family.
Provide what, bro? I watched his little documentary on YouTube with Overtime before all the hype. Bro's from the suburbs in San Diego. He had a nice house.
He did,
But when you live a certain lifestyle, bro, that's the lifestyle you always want to live. Feel me? So I
understand that, but bro, your talent would have took you there no matter what.
I hear you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying.
I guess, but it's just like I hate it. Like, bro, like I made it out the mud, bro. You're from the suburbs. I watched your little documentary. It'll be different seeing you coming out of the projects and like Jelly Fam and all them dudes. They was coming out of the jacks. Isaiah Washington in his documentary, he was getting money, but he still had bad teeth, and he was coming out of the jacks. Like he was coming out of the projects. That's made it out the mud. Yo, bro,
that's a fact.
You coming out the suburbs, my brother. 2-car garage and 4 cars, and then like, yo, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, money.
Yo, I don't know. I don't know, man. Mikey, I got questions on Mikey.
Oh, we all do. We all fucking do. because he has a talent, but
Like, why?
it can only get you so far when you don't work hard, bro.
He's always training, bro. He has that work ethic in that area, but it's just like, why are you so scary in this area? Bro's always in the gym. Like, he has the talent, he has the work ethic, but it's just like, what's holding you back from being? Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Mikey could be the number one player in this class, easy.
But we need him to play the comp.
That's the problem. Like, I watched his recent scrimmages, like this year, the ones that YouTube videos that probably came out last week of like him in high school right now. They look like the comp he playing look horrible, bro. It looks horrible. And that's
why looks like he's playing middle schoolers.
Yeah, and that's why he's ranked so low.
I don't know, man. He probably has an agent right now telling him like, "Yo, bro, just chill out. Just play these high schoolers and middle schoolers and just dog them. Get some college offers and call it a day.
So, bro,
get that NIL check."
He has good college offers. He has Kansas. He has Arizona State. He has Memphis. Go to Kansas, bro. Go to one of the top schools in the country.
I'm a DM him. I'm a DM him on Instagram later, bro. You know I fuck with Mike and like, yo, bro, what's up?
Tap him, bro.
Hey, bro, what's up?
Cause like, bro, like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, Cam.
I'm not jacking it.
You said I'm not jacking it.
Oh, man. Our last topic is going to be a little more of a discussion. I want to see where everybody's kind of feeling with this, and so our last topic is: do you think players who consistently get cut by teams or consistently get moved up and down from the G League should give up on their NBA dream and just pursue overseas route, or should they just stay in the NBA and keep trying? How do y'all really feel about those type of players in those areas?
Well, I mean, I feel like personally, it just depends on the situation that they're in. You feel me? It's everybody's path to the NBA. Everybody's NBA journey is different. Like maybe they have to go overseas. They want to go overseas, get a little bit more exposure, show that they're a little bit better scorer than the opportunity that they get in the NBA. But sometimes, I mean, it's beneficial to wait in the NBA and slowly develop and be under these top trainers and with the top facilities and everything like that. So, I mean, I feel like to each their own, pretty much. But you just got to be smart about the option you pick, though. That's the key thing too, though. Like, you really got to think long term.
Okay.
Right.
So you're really just saying it depends on the player's situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they should go overseas because it's like your job is not really solidified. You're going up and down from the league to the G League, and then like who knows, the G League they just might let you go. It's kind of like, for a perfect example, I would say like LiAngelo right now. Like he's in the G League. He's not. I don't think he's getting into the league.
No.
I would. All right, like I said, I would send this man. I would tell him, I was like, bro, just go overseas. Like your brother did it. He got looks. He's in the league now.
LaMelo got better.
I feel like Jello.
In my personal opinion,
Nah, we can't compare his brother.
We can't compare them, but LaMelo did get better by going to Australia.
Yeah, like he got better going to Australia. So like
up here,
LiAngelo, go to Australia, like learn something. You could probably come back, but that's like either you can come back or you can stay over there and still play. Either or. But then you have like guys in the league right now. Like we take Mike James. Like Mike James was in the league. The man went overseas. Hey, he's a bucket over there. Shane Larkin in the league. Hey, over there getting the bucket. Won a chip.
back to
Like
back.
it's just
And he's one of the highest paid players out there.
Yes, he is. I think he's one of the 10.
He's top 5.
Is he? I want
top 5 highest paid
top 5.
players.
Yeah. Top 5, and then there's like other players trying to get back into the league, like Isaiah Thomas. Yes, he could fit in the league, but I feel like his pride is not letting him give up the NBA dream. I feel like he should go overseas, but is he going to do that? I don't think so. Same way for Dennis Schroeder. Even though Lakers just signed him, that was a shock. I didn't think they would sign him, but we seen him playing overseas. He looked like he was doing pretty solid over there. Like, bro, why don't you try giving giving that a chance? I know a lot of people in the league, like Giannis, Jokic, they'll go over and go over and play for their country or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like Dennis, like, bro, why don't you go over there and try that out? Like, you probably make better money over there, have better opportunity over there, get more playing time. Just like you can have your team over there rather than trying to fit in on a team and be like a backup. And then like who else is another guy? Isaiah Thomas. Me personally, I feel like Dennis Smith should go overseas.
Oh, he should have
But
been left. Oh my
yeah,
god.
after Luka came in, stole his spot. And where's he at right now? Ain't he in Portland
nowhere.
still?
Portland got rid of him. He had a terrible.
No,
he,
he's
had,
crazy,
he had a
bro.
terrible thing going in New York.
He had some. Well, he I think what after Luka came, he went to New
He
York.
went to New York. It didn't
And
work
then
out. He got dropped, and then Portland picked him up like a year or two later, and that didn't work out. And now he's just sitting there again.
Like he's one of those players that like he has that potential. He take that overseas, bro. You can do something with that. So I think like players going up and down or struggling to get back into the league, like try overseas first, get looked at, come back, or just
Stay.
start an overseas career.
Yeah. Kyle, how you feel about it?
I agree. Yeah, because like Kyrie was saying, it all depends on your situation. Like some players, they have like situations where they can be NBA role players and bench players, but they will make a lot of more money if they go overseas. And that's not because they're trash, you feel me? It's just like the NBA is so overloaded with talent that sometimes you don't got a team for you. Prime example, Dennis Schroeder. I feel like he doesn't fit an NBA team's, whatever they're trying to
I
do.
agree.
Like, because he's a small scoring guard, and he can't fit that, bro. In the NBA right now, they don't need small scoring guards. Maybe he'll help with his shooting and his playmaking, but I think he'll fit overseas. Mike James is another example. He's just a player who's in between. Like, he was on a few NBA rosters, the Nets, the Suns, but he never made it because it's ultimately politics in the NBA.
And he was undersized.
And yeah, when you're a small guard, they don't show you no love, bro. They don't want to see you shine.
Life's hell as a small guard in the NBA.
Yeah, life's hell, and especially if you don't play defense now. Now it's 10 times worse. Now you're taking bad shots. Now you're taking bad shots on my team. Now you're wasting minutes, and I could use that for a 6'5" wing, 3-and-D player. So that's the issue with the NBA right now, with players going overseas back and forth. But there's a lot of talent overseas. Dante Exum, Shane Larkin, Jen Vesley.
Bacon.
There's a lot of talent.
There's a lot of dudes over
Yeah.
there. I'm kind of. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No. Go. I'm done with my tangent.
I'm leaning towards K in this area, and I do understand where like Kyrie and you are coming from about like your situation, but it's like to me, and the perfect example is like Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook was the perfect backup point guard. Won 2 rings, all that. Found himself
3?
out. It was two.
Yeah, with Golden State, I think.
You're thinking of Patrick. You're thinking of Patrick McCall. Patrick McCall won 3 rings. He three-peated and then disappeared.
With Toronto.
Yeah. But with Quinn Cook, Quinn Cook won with Golden State and he won with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought he won 2 with Golden State.
No.
Now it's Patrick McCall.
Back to what I was saying.
Ian Clark.
Yeah. So Quinn Cook is the perfect example to me because like you was a great backup point guard. You did your job. You played defense to your best of your ability because you was undersized. You went to 2 teams and helped them and contributed 2 rings, and then you find yourself out the league. And Quinn Cook could hoop, but he let to me that championship pride get the best of him because like, yo, bro, you could play overseas and be in the category of Mike James and Shane Larkin and go get a bag there. It's not like you're gonna be like not making money. Like you're probably gonna get an $800 to $900 million €1 million contract which euro is more than an American dollar at that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you're sitting here literally complaining to the public about how you're not on a team roster instead of just going overseas and making money. To me, it's just like it's a waste of your own talent in your younger years to just up, down, up, down, up, down. Especially because the G League doesn't play nowhere near as much as overseas or the NBA. And then you still have the potential to get cut from a G League team. So it's just like, you're, all right, say you're 22. You go up, down for 3-4 years. You're 26 in a blink of an eye without being on a consistent NBA roster. So why not take some youth years and go start your career in the EuroLeague and make good money and win and learn how to play basketball? Because if you do that, you could find your way back in the NBA.
That's their egos, bro. You have to put your egos to the side.
I feel like a lot of players need to drop those egos. Because it's not going to happen.
You're speaking about grown men who've made it to the NBA.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah, they made it to the NBA. They made it to the highest point of basketball.
But it's just
what you said, Kyrie?
I said that's part of the character they play too. Like you gotta put that in perspective too. Like think of Pat Bev.
Yeah, but that kid.
Perfect example. Think of Pat Bev.
But where'd he start his journey?
Right, he is a journeyman too, though. But still, like he's an undersized guard.
He started his journey. He admits it too. He started his journey in Russia because he learned more about basketball. He learned his role more. He came back to the league and became that dog. He was always a dog, but once he solidified himself, that's when the ego came out.
Right.
You can't have your ego when you're not a consistent player. You don't stay on the NBA roster. So if I'm a dude freshly drafted into the league or freshly signed to a team, why am I gonna have an ego if I'm not solidified yet?
Because these teams give them the keys. Like Dennis Schroeder, when he was in Atlanta, they basically gave him the keys.
His situation was different. His situation is different.
They gave him the keys, so he felt like the guy.
Yeah, you got your keys. You did your job in Atlanta, but everything went downhill after that. That situation is different to me. It's okay for him to have that type of ego because he got it. You know what I'm saying? He did it.
Really, is it?
He earned it, but he did earn it in the area. Why?
I don't think
you gotta think about
it. They traded Jeff Teague just for him to take those.
That's what I'm saying. Dennis Smith got Jeff Teague up out of there. Dennis Schroeder got Jeff Teague up out of there. Then Trae Young got Dennis Schroeder up out of there too. So
it's an Atlanta thing, but like, all right, I do like Dennis Smith Jr. What's your ego for?
You were the guy who had the keys, and you feel like you still can be the guy. Like he turned down a 4-year, $100 million contract from playing.
He had the keys for a little bit with the Mavs for a little bit.
Yeah,
who Dennis?
Dennis Smith.
Dennis Schroeder.
Now we're talking about for like a year.
He had the keys for the Knicks as well.
Nah,
a lot of people don't know that.
He did not have full keys for the Knicks.
Yeah, he did, bro.
He had like the back door key, not the front door.
But
they gave him a shot. They gave him a shot. No, I agree with you.
Exactly, that's a key.
But it's just like for him, like you shouldn't have an ego because you never became the guy.
Yeah.
That ego to me, like I said, Pat Bev's a perfect example because he earned and solidified his spot. You earned to have that ego. You know what I'm saying? You fought for that. You solidified yourself, and now I'm that guy. I'm there.
Remember, these players are coming from high school with the top 5 ranks in ESPN, so they have that ego as well. And then they go to college, and Dennis didn't do bad in college when he was at
NC State. Killed that
NC State. He was killing.
Yeah, but bro, you're losing money. You're going a year, full 2 seasons without really playing fully and making no bread. You got to think about that too. You are 100% a clear breadwinner for your family. You think it's okay to sit out a year or 2?
Absolutely not.
Especially with the day and age we're living in.
But at the same time, you're asking the player to move out of America, go to a different foreign country, live in that foreign country, and play for that team that they might not possibly want to play for when they could stay in America and make a little bit more money if they get a shot.
But we got to go back to
tales of 2 stories.
We got to go back to what you said earlier. You know how that shot becomes smaller and smaller every year because of what we said earlier. The skill of the NBA just continues to rise, and it's not even just America either at this point. Europe, them kids in Europe are hoopers, bro. The best players in the league are European. They're just not from America. Jokic, European. Giannis, European. Luka, European. Joel Embiid, African. You know what I'm saying? Like the talent in Europe. And I go back to Bronny. You went to one of the you played for one of the top high schools in America. You just lost a game in the UK against a bunch of people we never heard of. But that
you can't be losing to the UK, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But that's to literally what you said, like to prove is that skill level and talent around the world, because basketball is probably top 5, top 3 most world renowned sports. That gap to make a team is so tiny, bro. And that's why I say sometimes take yourself elsewhere. Jimmer Fredette has a huge ego, huge, ginormous. Gets to the league, gets a little shot, doesn't work, but he goes right back to China because he knows he's going to make money there. Yes, it's not, especially China, because that's like such a culture shock and language barrier, but he's doing what's best for him and his family at the end of the day. If I know that I dead just sat out the league for 2-3 years on and off, I need to make something happen where I'm making money consistently. And Dennis Smith Jr. is a hooper, and I know he could go to Europe, learn the game a little bit better, and definitely become one of the top point guards out there. Because I'll take another dude.
I think he could be I think he could be the top point guard out there. Honestly,
I can't really say that because the game's completely different out there. They don't really jack ISO ball.
In terms of highlights, bro.
Oh, highlights too. But like, I'll take another perfect example. Y'all remember a point guard named Isaiah Cannon?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in the league.
Short.
He was short. In the league, he played defense and was a good shooter, but kept on going team to team to team to team.
Mm-hmm.
He got up out of there, went to the Euro League, and now he solidified himself on the team in Greece and making money and one of the best scorers out there, best shooters out there, best 3-point shooters out there. But it's like sometimes, yes, like what Cal said is a major factor. Getting up and moving to across the water, different country, and potentially huge language barrier, even though like they speak English pretty well in Europe, it's hard. It's hard to do because now it's like you have to get up and leave everything you know. But it's just like if to me, especially because this is your job and you're not making you're not being consistent in your area, I think you should get up and just bet on yourself and leave. Shane Larkin is a perfect backup point guard in the NBA, but kept on getting tossed from team to team. He went to 4 different teams in 4 years straight. And he said, you know what?
He said, nah, get me out of here.
You know what? I'm going to bet on myself and go to Europe. And it's probably the best decision he ever made in his life. He's a 2-time champion, and he's one of the highest paid players out there. And Shane Larkin is not no generational talent. Shane Larkin wasn't even the best player far, but that's my point. He's like, and I agree with you. Dennis Smith Jr. could go over there and probably be the best point guard in the Euro League. But so why not bet on yourself? Chris Dunn, I think he's at that point where it's time to go over there.
Chris Dunn, I feel like he should have been went over after he got traded. Away from the Bulls.
He's not even that bad.
He was solid when he came in. Didn't he get hurt though?
Yeah, he got hurt a lot.
I think when he got injured, he messed him up.
When you can't have a nice rhythm on the court and then you keep getting injured, you're not gonna find anything.
Mm-hmm. Even if
like DeMarcus Cousins, I feel like he should go.
Nah, Boogie's solid back. Nah, he's
ego's too much. His ego deserves to be there too. Too much, his ego deserves to have that ego. I'm sorry, he doesn't need to leave. And I think he still can play in the NBA. It's just teams don't want to give him a chance.
He's getting blackballed.
Yeah, at this point,
that's the case.
But he's also in the status of I made enough money to retire.
Yeah,
the dudes we're talking about, they're not at Boogie status.
No, because Boogie I think he got a max. Well, not a max, but. I think he got
one
big
pretty
contract
good
from Sacramento.
Yeah, I think he got one pretty big contract.
So he's good.
But
he's good.
The dude like Cameron Payne, even as a Suns fan, I think he needs to go back overseas. He doesn't know the game, bro. Cal's not even a Suns fan and he can name his whole bag right now.
Pump fake, jab step, rip through, pull up 3, miss. His pull up 3 is so bad.
And then he does that. He does that ugly ass scoop left hand layup that always gets punched off the glass, and then he has his floater.
Yeah, that's his game. That's tough.
Freaking what? Giannis's brother, he got a chip in the league, but he wasn't fully on the Lakers. But he got the chip with the Lakers and went overseas.
He left. He left because teams was generally not giving him a shot, And I feel like they blackballed him because he has the body of Giannis, and I know he could be just as good as Giannis. And I feel like the league was like, nah, we're not having that.
We don't need two of y'all. Like,
because Dallas
I'm like,
had him,
what?
Barely played him. LA got him, didn't play him. Now he's overseas.
Didn't play him.
Now he's overseas, killing. But sometimes
imagine he comes back in the league though, and he plays with Giannis, bro. Yeah,
there'll probably be some.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. There's just certain dudes that should just get up and go overseas to me. And like a dude who I'm applauding for, and I'm glad he did it, was the backup point guard got drafted like 2-3 years ago, Carson Edwards for Boston. The light-skinned guard, he went to Purdue.
He was tough.
He was Purdue, tough. Right? He was tough, but Boston put their money on the white backup point guard, the guy who went to Oregon. And I think Carson Edwards is way better than Pritchard.
I feel like he's not. I think Pritchard plays better defense, but Carson is bow-legged as shit. That's why.
Carson offensive, his 3-point shot creating ability is crazy. Shot creating.
I applaud him because Boston kept on sending him up and down, and not playing him when they brought him up. G League, he kills. Oh, let's bring him back up. Don't play him. He said, you know what? I'm gonna go sign to a EuroLeague team. That's what he did.
Yeah, I'm playing. Get your money, bro.
Wasn't that just like Taco Falls? He was in that same didn't him and Taco?
League, bro.
Taco's trash,
He's
bro.
just trash. His body's too big for him to develop properly.
He's trash, bro.
But let's wrap it up here. I feel like that. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, and that's episode 7. Peace.
Appreciate it.